Welcome back, everyone. Um, Before we get started, let's go over all the medical stuff. This is not a medical channel. All Everything that I talk about is my opinion, the way I do things, what has worked for me. Um, I do have a medical background, but I'm not going to be discussing anything medically related here. You want to do that? You talk to any information I've given you. Talk to your physician or your nurse practitioner or your physician's assistant or your your DO if you have any questions about the things I talk about here. I'm just telling you what works for me, and this none of this is medical advice. It's just what I've done, how it works for me, and how I was able to reverse my type 2 diabetes by doing all of these small things to reverse my blood sugar. So let's get started. So this one's a little bit different, right? So can acid lower your blood sugar? Or can this particular acid lower your blood sugar? So medications, diet, and exercise are the standard treatment or treatments to lower your blood sugar typically. But recent studies vouch for something you can find in most kitchen cabinets. Now hang on there, I'll tell you what it is, but let me go over some background information on this particular thing we're talking about here. So a more recent study in 2021 suggests that this acid can improve a person's blood sugar levels by delaying gastric emptying, like we talked about in the last video, which means the amount of time it takes the stomach to empty food contents. Have you guessed what it is yet? I'm sure some of you have already. Here's another one. A reviewed, trusted source of 6 studies and 317 patients with type 2 diabetes concludes that this acid yields beneficial effects on fasting blood sugar and hemoglobin A1C. So, based on that information, would it be something you want to try? Well, if so, let's talk about this. Like anything we talk about, we try to do the organic approach to things, right? So, this acid's organic, unfiltered, and raw, and it's usually the best choice that way. We try to stay away from the processed foods, guys. We try to get the natural product if we can get it from Mother Nature. And it may be cloudy and will be higher in beneficial bacteria. So if it's cloudy, I'm sure you guys already guessed what it is. If it's cloudy, it's better for you because it has good stuff in it. So this cloudy cobweb chain of acids is called the mother. Do you know what it is? It's added to cider or other fluids to start fermentation, and you can find it in high quality products. So what are we talking about, guys? Apple cider vinegar. That's right, apple cider vinegar. So who should avoid apple cider vinegar? If you have kidney problems, ulcers, and you're taking medications, make sure you check with your doctor or your medical provider to make sure that it's safe for you to take apple cider vinegar. Large amounts of apple cider vinegar can reduce potassium levels as well. So if you're having, you're on something like a potassium pill or you're watching your potassium levels for whatever conditions, maybe you have heart conditions or anything like that, talk to your medical provider as well before looking into apple cider vinegar. Something else you should know about apple cider vinegar, it's an acid. So when you drink it, you got to be careful because it will erode the enamel on your teeth. So you don't want that to happen. This stuff, it's an acid. It eats away at things. So when taking insulin or water pills such as furosemide, which we also call Lasix, potassium levels may drop to dangerous levels, as we talked about previously. So make sure you talk to your doctor about whether or not this is a good idea to incorporate apple cider vinegar into your diet as a diabetic to lower your blood sugar. So some of the frequently asked questions with regard to apple cider vinegar. So how much apple cider vinegar should a person with diabetes take daily? The recommended dosage is 1 to 2 tablespoons diluted in a glass of water. And you should do it in moderation, it says, right? So is it better to drink apple cider vinegar in the morning or at night? Well, according to this article, there's no evidence to suggest that taking apple cider vinegar in the morning is more beneficial than taking it at night. Now, again, at the end of all this stuff, we always go over how I do, and I'll tell you how I do because it worked for me. The last thing here is, are apple cider vinegar gummies or the capsules okay for people with diabetes? I would say the capsules are, yes, because I have capsules also. And when I can't take it, let's say I'm going out to eat somewhere, out to dinner or whatever, and I can't haul the apple cider vinegar with me. One of the things that I do is take the capsules, and the capsules are a stopgap measure for me. It gives me something in lieu of having the liquid itself. Now, there are also gummies out there. So the thing with gummies is you got to worry about the sugar in the gummies. So some people, out of convenience, they want to take it as a gummy. There's no problem with that, but you need to, you know, think about the sugar in the gummies and talk to your physician about that, whether or not it's safe for you to take that because of the sugar in the gummies or whatever they're using as a sweetener. So let's take a look at apple cider vinegar. So this is apple cider vinegar, guys. Here it is. And if you look, there's something floating around in there. You see that? That's called a mother. That's what we talked about. You don't want the filtered apple cider vinegar. You want that. And to kind of share with you guys how important apple cider vinegar is to my diet, let me show you. I've got a couple empty gallon containers, so I'm not, making this stuff up. I actually take this stuff. I'm not one of these YouTubers that tell you, read an article and then tell you to take something, and I haven't done it myself. I've done it myself. I just get the articles to give you a background on some of the things that I've done. And they say you should take 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, right? Is that, yeah, 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water. Well, what I do, I walk around with a 32-ounce bottle all day long, and I usually keep it filled with something to help me. It has my turmeric, it has my psyllium fiber, some of the things we've talked about, and of course it has the apple cider vinegar in here. So this is 32 ounces, so it's very diluted. I add I don't even do 2 tablespoons of this stuff per 8 ounces of water. I do it in 32 ounces, so it's very diluted. I don't usually have to worry about this eroding the enamel on my teeth. And the way I take apple cider vinegar is I take it in the morning. I make my drink in the morning. And as I get through my day, as I work from home, so I don't really have to go anywhere. But even if you go to work, you can still do this. You go out to work, you can do this. As I finish the 32 ounces, before I eat again, so this gets into my systems, but before I eat again, so let's say for breakfast I have this stuff before breakfast, I start it before breakfast, and I just drink it throughout the day till it's done. And then let's say it's lunchtime and my 32 ounces are empty, I go and I make another concoction of my drink to include my psyllium and my apple cider vinegar and my turmeric and some of the other things we're going to talk about. And I just go on and so forth. The key here is getting this stuff in your system before you eat. You don't want to do it after you eat. You want to do it before you eat. You want to prepare your body for it before you eat, because then you have the barrier in the form of psyllium. You have your apple cider vinegar to do its magic. And you have the turmeric that does this magic as well. So that's pretty much it, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe. Love you to comment, and I would love you to share my channel with others as well. And remember, I'm not a guy telling you do this or do that. I'm a guy telling you, hey, this is what I've done, and my doctor has stated that I am no longer diagnosed as a diabetic or a type 2 diabetic, and what I've done has worked. So you're getting the information straight from the source, and it's very powerful and very valuable information, as opposed to someone just reading an article and giving you this information, you're guessing whether it's going to work for you or not. The only caveat here is this is not a medical channel. I'm telling you what works for me. You seek the advice of your medical provider if you're unsure of any of this information, or if you're on medications that may, be affected by some of the ingredients that we talk about on this show, or the lifestyle changes on the show. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. Have a good day.